Welcome to the channel and welcome back to the time of the Horus Heresy. It's Mechanicum versus World Eaters and Iron Warriors. It is the height of the Horus Heresy, and on this planet, loyalist Mechanicum forces are battling the traitors. This is the eye of the storm. This is the center of the battle for this planet. The two traitor forces are trying to smash through the Mechanicum lines, and the Mechanicum are trying to drive them back and smash through the enemy lines. We are playing Onslaught. That's the game when I put an objective in my opponent's zone, they put an objective in my zone, and it's worth 5 points if you manage to take it. 5 points. But it's also a kill point game. You get a point for every single unit you completely destroy. So we are trying to smash each other to pieces and break through each other's lines. There's no first blood, no line breaker, but there's also slay the warlord and a point for attrition, and I will get an extra point if I kill the warsmith in the Iron Warriors force. I'm bringing a Legio cybernetic army, so if all of my HQs are killed, then the traitors will get an extra D3 points. So there's plenty of other opportunities to rack up the points in this game. We're playing spearhead deployment. It's running along this way. The traitors, the Iron Warriors and the word bearers will be up this side of the battle grid. The Mechanicum will be down this side of the battle grid, each force trying to push through each other's lines through this ruined, destroyed world. Couple of more things to note. It's staged staggered deployment, so I'm going to be putting down units first and then my opponent, and then backwards and forwards, and then I'll be able to choose whether to go first or not. It's also a 6-turn fixed game limit. After 6 turns, this game will end and we will find out, we'll count up the blood tally and find out who will win, the traitors or the loyalists. A couple more things. This battle map, kindly provided by gamemap.eu. There'll be links in the description below. This is one of their new ones, and all of these Gothic ruined buildings are also from gamemap.eu. I think it looks, just chuck a couple of buildings down, chuck this game map down, and it looks pretty good. It looks pretty Horus Heresy straight away, I think. Lots of ruined buildings. And my opponent today is Jim. Say hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Okay, so let's go and have a look at these armies. Right, this is 4,000 points worth of Mechanicum. It's a single battle in the Age of Darkness Force Org chart, and leading the charge for me is an Archmagos Dominus. And he's got a lot of stuff. He's got Cyber Familiar, Machinator Array, Abiant, Mastercrafted, Power Axe there. An Abiant should really be a big thing that he rides around on, but in the narrative it can also be a flat disc. So in this case, he's sitting on a flat disc. With all of those upgrades, he's basically a toughness 6, Cyber Familiar as well, I don't know if I mentioned it. It's basically a toughness 6, 4 wound monstrosity with a 2-up save, 3-up invuln. It will not die and feel no pain, and I've given both of the Magos Dominuses Cyber Familiars as well to get them up to a 4-up invuln. If I lose all 3 of these models, I'll give up D3 points to Jim because I'm using a Legio cybernetic cohort from the Tagmata army list. What does that mean? That means I have to put robots in various slots, which I have done, so that there's a force org thing that you must adhere to, which I've done. It means you lose D3 points if you lose all 3 of these, but it gives you, your Cortex controller range goes from 12 to 24, and the robot's initiative has gone up by +1, which means the Vorax there will go up to initiative 5, which is quite fruity. We're WYSIWYG everywhere, except for one thing, which I'll point to later. So the Magos Dominus here with a servo arm, Mago Dominus there with a servo arm, and the Rad Cleanser. And then in the troops selection, I've got quite a lot. 40 Ad Secularis Covenant with Mitralox and Laslox. They've got Right Pure Fort and Carapace armor. They're basically fearless, 40 fearless troops. Thalax there with 2 photon thrusters, and these are troops in the back as well. The Castellax, all the cybernetic constructs, can never claim objectives. They can deny, but they cannot score. And I've given them enhanced targeting so that their ballistic skill is up to 5, and it's -1 to my opponent's cover save. And this unit at the right has got the long range, nasty Darkfire cannons. They're only strength 7 AP2, but they are Lance. And these guys with the Mauler pattern bolt cannon, strength 6 AP3, 3-shot pinning. So at ballistic skill 5, they're very good at troop killing. These guys very good at light armor. Not a lot of light armor in my opponent's army, but quite a lot of heavy armor. So that's all the troops there. In the fast attack slot, 2 units of Uzuraks. There's 2 claws in each squad and 4 fists in each squad. These guys are frightening. And a massive unit of Voraks, because no more than 3 fast. 1, 2, 3 fast. So I wanted to bring all my Voraks along, so every single one of them has come. They've got bio-corrosive rounds, and 2 of them at the end have got their rad phasers. 2 Thanatars with the siege mortars, and they've been given an enhanced targeting as well. So they're going to be frightening. Myrmidon Secators, this is the only non-whizzy big thing. I've got 2 Maxim Bolters in here, and then these 2 guys at the back have got phase plasma fusils, so 4 phase plasma fusils in there. So one of these models chucks down 6, strength 6 AP3 rounds. So all of them together is 24 strength 6 AP3 rounds, which is nasty. And then filling out the Lord of War slot is a Knight Errant. So that's 4,000 points of the House of the Dragon. It's 3,997 actually, which is quite nice. Everything in here is fearless or stubborn. Everything in here is fairly slow, but I've got a lot of monstrous creatures, a lot of high toughness to get through. So this should be a very interesting game. Let's go and have a look at the traitors. Okay, this is 4,000 points worth of traitors. On the nose, we've got an Iron Warriors primary and a World Eaters allied detachment. So let's zoom in to the primary HQ. What we got here, Jim?
We've got a Legion Praetor. He's upgraded to a Warsmith, which is a specific unit for the Iron Warriors. That gives him stubborn and shatter defences, but it does mean he gives up a victory point if you kill him.
Cool. Is he your warlord?
He is, yeah.
So he's worth 2 points.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's got a Mastercrafted Power Fist, an Iron Halo and digital lasers.
Ruby.
And that's about it. And he's accompanied by 2 consuls.
Yeah.
We've got a Forge Lord.
Yeah.
He's got servo armor and artificer armor. He's also got a power axe and rad grenades.
Yeah.
And we've got a chaplain. He's got his Crozius Arcanum, a plasma pistol and melter bombs.
Groovy.
And we've got 2 troops choices for the Iron Warriors.
Yeah.
First is a 10-strong tactical squad. They've got a Nuncio Vox. Their sergeant has combi plasma, artificer armor, power fist and melter bombs.
Nice.
They're in a rhino with a dozer blade.
Yep.
And then we've got a bigger tactical squad. There's 18 of them. They've got additional chainswords, a Nuncio Vox and a Vexilla.
Yep.
And their sergeant has got power fist, artificer armor and melter bombs.
Why is there 18? Because some of the HQs are going to jump in with them?
Yeah, the Warsmith and the Forge Lord like to ride round in the Storm Eagle with them.
And the transport capacity of a Storm Eagle is 20, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Nice. It's like you planned it.
It is, that's it.
Storm Eagle's got LAS on it?
It does, twin link las cannon, and it's got a missile launcher as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be coming in from reserves quite soon, hopefully.
Hopefully.
And that's the only fast attack choice.
Yeah.
We've got 2 elites, which are Terminators, Cataphracti.
Yeah.
There's 7 of them. They've got 5 power fists, 2 chain fists, 2 combi melters, and a heavy flamer. And they've got a Land Raider Spartan tank. Or it used to be the Land Raider Spartan. It's just a Spartan assault tank now.
Yeah.
Armoured ceramite, flare shield, dozer blade.
Never leave home without it.
No, that's it. And we've also got a battery of rapiers with quad launchers. They've been upgraded to shatter shells.
But no phosphex.
No phosphex.
I like you, my friend. I tend not to bring phosphex as well because it's just a little bit broken, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I know Horus Heresy tends not to be as broken as the old 7th game, but phosphex was one of those rules that kind of irritated me a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you haven't brought them. I consider that a kindness. Thank you very much. And then these are heavies.
Yeah, we've got 3 heavy support choices. We've got a Sakaran battle tank.
Yep.
That's got las cannon, sponsons, and a dozer blade.
Yep.
We've got a Legion Whirlwind Scorpius.
Yep.
And we've got a Land Raider Proteus that has an Explorator Augury Web.
Nice.
And a dozer blade. Because World Eaters are Swarm Brothers, the Iron Warriors, they should be able to use the reserve reroll from the Proteus. Is the idea behind that.
Have you got nothing to go in this?
No.
It's just going to act as a gun platform.
Exactly.
Or people can withdraw into it, I guess, if you need to push up later on.
The problem is it reduces the transport capacity to 8 if you give it the Explorator Augury Web. So
right, okay.
my squads won't fit.
Okay, but if some get slaughtered, then they need to pull back into something to keep them alive. Because remember, this is Horus Heresy, so only troops count as scoring units in this game. So these are troops, right? And these are troops. Over here, I've basically got 3 units that can score. Everything else can deny, but I've only got 3 units that can score. So getting that 5-point opponent objective is going to be tricky. Is that all the Iron Warriors?
It is, yeah. Moving on to the World Eaters.
World Eaters.
They're led by their own Praetor.
Yeah.
He's got a combi melter, power fist, digital lasers and an iron halo.
Yeah.
And he is utilising his Master of the Legion rule today to give his World Eaters their Rite of War Berserker Assault.
What does that do?
And that gives them hatred outside of their own deployment zone.
Hatred, reroll a hit in combat.
Yeah, it's good, always fun.
And a good World Eater should never be in their own deployment zone.
Exactly. We've got 2 apothecaries.
Yep.
One's got a chain axe, the other's just got a chain sword. Again, we've got another World Eater special rule because this game is set after the Shadow Crusade.
Yes.
The World Eaters have become even more psychopathic, and their apothecaries care less about fixing their men up and more about throwing them forwards. They have a rule called Exhortation of Butchery, which means World Eaters in squads they've joined can get +1 attack during the assault phase, but at the end of the phase they have to roll, and on a 1 they die with no saves. So high risk.
Who dies with no saves?
Each man that gets the extra attack, so if you use it on a squad...
So you're going to put an apothecary in each of these squads?
That's right.
And extra attacks with their AP4 axes, and a lot of my army has a 4-up save, so you're just going to cleave straight through my army. Hopefully. But potentially for them to go nuts and their heads to explode afterwards, basically. The butcher's now says dug deep. So what have we got here? We've
got 2 tactical squads.
Yep.
The first is 16 strong.
Yep.
They've got a Nuncio Vox and a Vexilla. Their sergeant has Power Fist, Artificer Armour and Melter Bombs.
Yeah.
And they are going to be deploying in a Storm Eagle.
Yeah.
Along with their Praetor.
Yeah.
It's got twin-ink las cannon and twin-ink multi-melters.
Oh yeah, this one's got the melter on it. Nice.
And then we've got a bigger tactical squad. We've got a full squad of 20.
Yeah.
Again, they've all got bolt pistols and chain axes, Vexilla, Nuncio Vox, and their sergeant's got Power Fist, Artificer Armour and Melter Bombs. And they're coming in the heavy support choice, which is another Spartan.
Ceramic plate and flare shield.
Yeah.
And Spartan's got a transport capacity of 25, right?
It does, yeah, but just the apothecary joining them.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple of, 3 giant squads of troops here that can score. They're going to be absolutely frightening in assault. And quite a high amount of armour. And 2 flyers. And I have no Skyfire. And we're back to 7th edition for the Horus Heresy rules, which means I'm snap firing at those flyers. But I guess they're going to have to come down to veto mode at some point to drop their troops off. Mind you, I suppose during the deployment, you could choose to put them out of there and just keep these as gunships all game long if you wanted to. So an absolutely stunning Iron Warriors army. Thank you very much for coming along with these guys. They are very, very nice. And I love Horus Heresy games. So narratively driven. So you're going to try and smash through my lines.
That's the plan.
No doubt with the word bearers, and I'm just going to try and smash through your lines as well with the cog and the tooth guiding me. And here we are, deployed for this 4,000 point game of Onslaught. I'll be going first, and that's Jim Seizes, and the objective that he placed down at the end is there. My Warlord trait is Death of Flesh. If any of my units are within 3 inches of an objective, either this one or that one, I get preferred enemy. So my Thanators could stomp out there, but their Helix Plasma Mortars only fire 24 inches if they move. They need to stand still to fire the full 48 inches, so it's unlikely I'm going to stomp out close to that objective. But that is what he wants to take, and that's worth 5 points to him. And every unit that he wipes out is also worth a point. And because I didn't know what to do with them, I left my Thalax in reserve. So I've got 1 unit of 6 Thalax that will be deep striking in at some point. The Knight Errant on this side of the battle grid, ready to swing round. That Spartan's got a flare shield on it. So my blast, strength 9 blast, will drop down to strength 7 against armor 14. It can't get through it at all. But it is a melter, however it's got ceramic plating on it. So I don't get the melter rule. So my knight can't actually hurt that with its gun. So good placement of that Spartan there. And then I've got the other Dominuses attached to these two units of Castellax. And the Warlord for the army is embedded with the unit of Fearless Tech-Throws there. Pretty much spread out across the line as you would expect. And this is the traitor deployment. So the Spartans are full of bad guys. We've got a unit of 10 Iron Warriors in the Rhino here. Yep. And the mortars embedded in this ruin. And the objective that I wish to take, where did I put it? There. It's that beacon flicking away there. Remember, this tank is empty, this tank is empty, this tank is empty. And there are two Storm Eagles screaming over the horizon, ready to deposit lots and lots of murderous traitor skin onto this battle grid. So let's find out who goes first. And that's Jim's dice for stealing the initiative. No stealing going on today. So we're going on to Mechanicum. Turn 1. And this is the end of the movement phase for the Mechanicum. The Knight not advancing its full 12 inches because I'm worried about the countercharge. And talking about countercharges, the Myrmidons and the Uzuraks in here also not advancing their full 6, because then they would be in rather close range, charge range of all the World Eaters piling out of that Spartan that are hungry for blood with the Butcher's Nail singing. It'll move 6, they'll get out 6, and then a 6-inch charge to either the Myrmidons or the Uzuraks. They would be dead squads. So pulling back a little bit, staying cautious a little bit. Everything else shoving up as far as I can. Cyberthurgy cast on this Thanatar here, so he will be firing twice because I don't expect him to be there after the enemy shooting phase, because there's a lot of las cannons out there. Opening up hostilities, Knight Errant firing down here. And that's a hit. Just clipping the side there, strength 9, armor 11. That's a pen, and you get a 4-up ruin save. Oh, and that's a fail. Now this is AP 1. And 2, it's stunned, so it's only snap firing next turn, which will stop those blasts raining down. Now I need to decide whether I want to fire any more weapons at it. These Darkfire cannons can see them. Everything's pretty much getting a 4-up ruin save on this table. Firing through all these windows, firing through all these cracks. I can see it, but I can also see the turret of the Sikaran. This thing is stop fire. It's only blast, right?
Yeah, oh, it's got a bolter.
So it won't be shooting next turn. So let's do the 2 Darkfire cannons into this. I'll have to do them individually because they do get hot, but I have got +1 to my ballistic skill because of enhanced targeting, so I'm hitting on 2s, and I'm hitting on 2s. And of course 1 gets hot, 3-up save, and I save it. And this is strength 7, front armor 13, but it is lance weaponry, so it puts your 13 down to a 12. So 5s will glance, 6s will pen, and that's a penetrating hit. You get a 4-up ruin save, -1 because of enhanced targeting. Oh, that would the enhanced targeting coming into effect here. This is an AP2 weapon. On a 6, it will blow up. And it's a 5. Immobilized. That's pretty good for you because you can still fire. You won't be snap firing. They've got 3 hull points down to 2. I'm going to need to hit it with something else. Sikaran out of range from the other long-range Dakar in my army, which is a shame. So this guy who's firing twice, I think he's going to put a template up and over and down into this mess here. This could sting. Yeah, this is going to clip a lot of stuff if I get a hit. Firing twice, ballistic skill 5. Here's the first shot. That's a hit. Here's the second shot. And that's scattering quite a long way. 2 hits on the rhinos, 3 hits on the artillery, strength 8 on the artillery, and that's 3 wounds at AP2. It's -1 to cover because of enhanced targeting, and you have to reroll because of plasma shockwave. So 5s with a reroll, and that'll be 3. And it's barrage that comes from there. I'll kill a gun and one of the gunners, and then 2 hits on the rhino. Here's the first hit because it's ordnance, strength 8 side armor. That's a pen, and here's the second one. And that's only a glance. Oh, that's a nothing. So 1 penetrating hit, boom, it's barrage. You're not 50% obscured from the side shot. So this is AP2. Oh. And it explodes. 10 Iron Warriors inside get immolated on a 4-up by the explosion. Here are the saves. They all managed to clamber out of the wreckage without taking a casualty. Second Thanatar firing up and over, picking on this squad that just got blown out of the Rhino and on the artillery. And that's another hit. And when the smoke clears, it looks like this. Just 4 left in that tactical squad. One of the artilleries wiped out. This area is a boiling mess of plasma right now. Fortunately, Iron Warriors don't need to take morale tests from shooting. They did take a pitting test after getting blown out of that vehicle, but they're okay. And nothing else in my army has either range or strength to hurt the Iron Warriors. So as the smoke clears, I've got 1 point for killing a Rhino, essentially, and hurting some of the squads down here. The rest of this force is untouched. That will be snap firing. That is immobilized. And that's it. So the Iron Warriors and World Eaters get to rev their engines and charge forward down to the Mechanicum lines. It's gone to Traitors turn 1. And here the Iron Warriors and the World Eaters show a cautious first turn. Cautiousness from World Eaters? I did not expect this. All of their transports pulling back and pulling around, trying to get away from the charge ranges just as I stayed back. They're staying back. The World Eaters here, just as I stayed back over there. They're staying back over there. It might be a case of who blinks first loses. Bear in mind that they've got 2 Storm Eagles racing in overhead, which should be arriving on the battlefield anytime soon. That might swing the tide in their favour. One of the artillery movement units here moved back, so won't be able to fire his blast weapons, or could snap fire his shatter shells. That one's staying still. But yeah, cautiousness displayed by the traitors. Let's go on to the shooting phase. Opening salvo, Iron Warriors at the Imperial Knight. 3s to hit.
Twin linked.
Twin linkage. And we have 3 hits, strength 9, front armour 13.
Yep, I think so. 4s. Ooh,
2 penetrating hits. 2 4-up and vulnerable saves on the Knight. Shields at the front, obviously. And I make them both, flickering on its iron shield. Shatter shells now raining in on the front iron shield of the Knight. Here's the snap firing one. And one of them hits, and then the one that stayed still. And 2 of them hit. So 3 hits in total with these shatter shells. These are strength 8.
Strength 8, yep.
Yep, 5s to glance with a reroll. Ooh, 2 pens, 1 glance. I'll roll these all together because it will just be straight hull points because it's AP 4. So 3 4-ups. And I make 1. Only loses 1 hull point. Round 3, Proteus coming in at the Knight. 2 twin Lance cannons. Both hit. This is looking good now. This could work.
Fingers crossed. Oh, it's no.
No, it's not. Look, no, no. That just ricochets off.
Oh,
now this one, snap shooting at this one through that gap in the window there. Snap shooting one of the guns. That's 1 hit so far. 2 hits. That's good. And now you need 4s. And I will be getting a ruin save through that big ruin. And I make 1, fail 1. It's AP 2, so on a 6 you get an explodes result. And that makes up for it. So that's a hull point plus D3 more. 4 hull points stripped off with that snap firing Spartan all the way down to 1. Just like that. Where was the second gun going? Then firing the other gun down at the Thanatar, the one that can fire next turn, not the one that can't fire next turn. And that's 3 hits, strength 9 versus toughness 8. And that is 1 wound and a 4-up ruin save, which I fail and I take a wound. Thing left to fire, the Sakaran coming at the Knight, 6 shots twin linked, hitting on 3s because I just immobilized it. That's pretty good. Strength 7 rending. And you're looking for 6s. There's 1 6. I need a 4-up, or this is a dead Knight in turn 1.
Oh.
And I make it.
And last cannon.
Yep, lance cannon on the side. Hits. Pens or glances, another 4-up. Dead Knight. We have a dead Knight. The Knight topples forward, killing nothing in its titanic explosion. There is no price of failure for super heavies in this game, so that's only a point each. And I think you fired all your guns.
Yep,
I think that's pretty much it. There were some other small arms coming in, but no damage caused. Taking out that knight, 370 points worth of knight, was definitely a heavy, heavy blow. So let's go on to Mechanicum. Turn 2. Here we are after the Mechanicum movement phase in turn 2. The Thalax managed to deep striking without scattering and in range of the Spartan there. Not that they can really do much to him, but we're also in range of this unit of Iron Warriors bunkered down next to this objective. Interestingly enough, the Uzuraks, which were inside of this wall, they jumped up this way last turn and now they're there, are in charge range of that Spartan. So potentially I could wreck it open and then the Berserkers will be stranded in the middle of the table. Take a lot of punching to do it, mind. And then round the back, some shuffling. I have ran this unit forward already. Actually, he needs to stay within 2 inches of someone. So they are running up and pushing up. The other unit of Uzuraks jumping forward there. And then the Myrmidons staying around. I'm aware that there's 2 flyers that could potentially come in game turn 2 or 3 or even 4. I think they'll make a good cat punch unit. They're so slow. They can't run. And the range of their guns is either 12 or 24. They need to stay back and hold on to this objective there. Tried to heal one of the Thanatars and failed. So let's go on to the shooting phase and try and crack open another one of these vehicles. Interrupting the shooting phase, the Thalax managed to kill everyone in here apart from the Artificer Sergeant, who is somewhere in there. He's still alive. And then shots coming up and over the back, not doing very much damage at all because of all the vehicles that the Iron Warriors and World Eaters are in. In fact, the last thing left to fire is the 2 Darkfire cannons of the Castellax firing all the way through and slamming into the Scorpius. So 2 shots each, but gets hot. First one hits, gets hot, and I save, and the second one. So that is 3 hits in total, the SN logo, SN battle reports being a 6. Strength 7, front armour, counts as 12 because it's Lance. And that is a penetrating hit. It's -1 to your ruin save because of enhanced targeting. And you fail the save, and this is AP 2. Looking for a good result here. 2. +1 is 3. It's shaken, not firing the nasty barrage one more time, and that is it for shooting. I have done nothing. There were some other shots. Oh yeah, one of the Castellax killed one of the guys in the artillery squad. There was a pinning test because mortar cannons do pin, but Iron Warriors get to re-roll. And then the barrage from the Thanatar coming up and over, missing. So the only thing left to do now is the charge from these guys here into that Spartan for the Omnisci. 5. We're going to be in, definitely on the front, and then it's the pile-in. And with the pile-in move, all the fists are able to hit 4 attacks each on the charge with those fists. 4 fists in that squad, 16 attacks. Hitting on 3s at strength 10. 10 hits in total, forced to glance. And that is enough to kill the Spartan with 5 hull points. There's the glances. These are pens. Any 6s and it will blow up. It doesn't blow up. It is just a wreck. And the World Eaters come clambering out. Yeah, they could be pinned. Oh. With the Vexilla, need the reroll. Oh, and they're pinned. The World Eaters come clambering out and they're pinned. This is what it looks like after the World Eaters clamber out of that smoking, steaming Spartan, getting tangled on the wreckage as they pulled it out. Best possible result for me. Not only are they pinned, but look at that, it blocks line of sight to a lot of models from that immobilized Sicaran in the backfield. So I did actually manage to crack open a vehicle this turn. It was that one there. These Thalax will jump back into this ruin because they're jump infantry and they'll get in. We'll do the difficult terrain, dangerous terrain in a second, but that's the end of my turn 2. So 2 turns, 2 vehicles down, 3, 4, 5, 6 ends on game turn 6, and there's 2 flyers coming in potentially. I could kill every single vehicle. At least I've got some guys on foot now that I will be able to deal with later. But are these Storm Eagles going to be able to dogfight their way onto this battle grid? Let's go on to Traitor's turn 2. And both flyers, both Storm Eagles, have managed to dogfight their way onto the battle grid, flying in, looking at those Thanatars, dead in their sights. Next turn, no doubt, switch into VTOL mode, and then suddenly there'll be 30 plus, 40 plus, there'll be a lot of guys. And Apothecaries deep in my lines. It means they mean to take this objective here, and they mean to take it in style. However, there is a considerable portion of my army still back here, which gives me some interesting choices in turn 3 or 4. Do I stay back and defend, or do I continue my relentless charge forward? Of course, the World Eaters are staying there because they're pinned. They're pinned.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened. But all the rest of the tanks, this thing immobilized, that thing shaken, so not firing its big nasty guns, and that just pivoting and that just pivoting. There is line of sight through these ruins, trying to bring all guns to bear on my Uzuraks because they are a dirty, dirty unit. So let's go on to the shooting phase. Opening up hostilities, this Storm Eagle firing its blast down. One scattered off and one actually managed to do a wound on this Thanatar, wounding on 6s with a 2-up save. Wounded it, it's down to 2. And now 2 twin-linked las cannons coming in. Both hit. Strength 9, toughness 8, wounds on 3s. Both wound. I'm in ruins, so this is a 4-up save, but if I fail both of these, that Thanatar's dead. And I pass 1, fail 1. He's got 1 wound left. You've got missiles in the front. Firing them as well?
Yep. Oh, no.
And that misses. Doesn't it have strafe and run like a Fire Raptor? It doesn't have strafe and run. Okay. So what's this one doing? You've got Machine Spirit. You could split fire.
Yeah, that's got 1 wound left.
Yeah, because that never goes badly when you split fire, right?
I'm going to try its blasts first.
Let's do the blasts off camera because they're unlikely to do anything, he says, with that on 1 wound left.
This is too complicated.
Come on. Split and fire always works. It's fine.
It never works.
It does, it's fine. I would make this one your primary and just split fire 1 gun onto the guy with 1 wound left.
Yeah, success.
It'll be fine. The Emperor protects.
No,
he doesn't protect
he doesn't.
you.
Horus is
No. So you declared all guns against this one, right?
Yeah.
All guns that, and the blast scattered around, and one of them actually hit and wounded him. This is before your father Laz and the Melters. I've got to make a 2-up save. I failed it last time. And I failed it this time. Split and fire would have worked. He dies. He blows up on a 6. And he doesn't blow up. He's dead. Both of the Storm Eagles have spoken. At least you wiped out one of the Thanatars.
Yeah.
Rest of the fire coming down on these Uzuraks here. Snap firing bolt pistols actually took the lead one down to 1 wound left. And now we've got this thing. Remember, it pivoted, so all guns to bear in on the Uzuraks. Firing the heavy bolters first. 3s to hit with a twin linkage. And it's strength 5, toughness 5, AP 4, and I have a 4-up save. So that's 1 wound. Burns through my armour. I need a 5-up feel no pain, which I make. And then 2 las cannons, twin link las cannons come busting in. Twin linkage, 2 hits, 2s to wound. Again, burning straight through the armour. 2 5-up, so because it is strength 9, but I am toughness 5, so I do get my 5-up feel no pain. Oh. And I make both of them as well.
Dear.
So far, bolt pistols have been more successful. Doing the Sicaran.
Yeah, it's got its little heavy bolter.
Okay, yeah, this is not twin linked. And only 1 hit. You need a 4.
Hey.
And you get it. 5-up feel no pain. Can I make another one? Yes, I can. I send back reports. Thank you very much. Accelerator. You got this. It's twin linked though, right?
It is.
But that's 5 misses. Okay, that's better. 5 hits. Strength 7, toughness 5.
2s with rending.
2s with rending, yeah. So no rends, but this is all AP 4?
Yeah.
So I need 4 feel no pains. 1 dies, now the las, and they miss. They miss. Now you've just got your Spartan. Are you throwing everything into the Uzuraks?
Yeah, everything.
You don't like them?
No.
No, they are not very friendly. They managed to kill a Spartan with 1 punch. So, twin-linked heavy bolters?
Yep.
Okay. 3s to hit, twin-linked. They've all hit. 4s to wound.
Okay.
Now, you are firing for a ruin.
Yep.
So, I do get 4-up ruin save. And then a 5-up feel no pain. And 1 drops down to 1 wound left. Thank you, sir. And then 4 las cannon shells smashing into them. Twin-linked. Everything hits. 2s to wound. Everything wounds. Let's see how much of that last cannon fire smashes into the ruin right in front. 4 ups.
Oh,
all 4 of them. All 4 las cannon just boom straight through. And I believe that's the end of your shooting phase.
Oh, I've got my blokes.
Oh, yep, you've got some artillery. Are you going to drop them in on these as well?
Yeah, shatter shells, keep reinforcing the loss.
Okay, so go for it.
3s.
3s to hit. And strength 8, so it's 2s to wound. Shatter shells are AP 4. And that's 5 wounds. So at least one model in that squad is obscured from the point of view of the fire weapon, so it is a ruin save of 4 up. Oh, I normally don't roll this well. You watch the channel, right?
I do.
Yeah, normally these are 1s and 2s. I don't know what's happening today.
Oh, well.
Maybe it's because the Emperor or the Omnissiah is on my side. And that's the end of turn 2 for the traitors. Very, very bad turn. Just hurting one of these guys. No morale test to make. Thanatar killed in the backfield, so haven't dented much of the Mechanicum force yet. However, as I mentioned, there will be a significant threat piling out of those Storm Eagles next turn, so I need to have a big think and come up with some good tactics of how to repel these traitors. Let's go on to turn 3. Here we are after my movement phase. Thalax jumping out one more time, taking a wound as they come through dangerous terrain. And the Covenant pushing forward. The only way for them is forward and forward and forward. As well as the Uzurax. They're jumping up after taking out the Spartan. Jumping in and over to take out that Land Raider. Getting some serious penetration in the enemy lines now. And Uzurax squad number 1 will be joined by Uzurax squad number 2 coming in at these World Eaters. Now that is a crazy number of attacks coming at me first, because I'm going to be initiative 2 or 1 with the fists. So I need to thin them out. And I managed to get off Rite of Destruction on this Thanatar, so he'll be firing twice. I think the barrage will be coming down on the World Eaters, which probably means the artillery will be free to fire in at my squads next turn, and I'm not looking forward to that. There's artillery here and artillery here, so I'm going to need to do something about both of those units there. The Castellax again pushing up, keep going forward, only way is forward. And then the little guys, the last unit of our Secularis Covenant, are coming back to screen. The robots are in dead trouble as well when they jump out, but there will be some shots from the lead robots in at the World Eaters there. As for the Myrmidons, staying back, staying in cover for now. Getting ready to see what pulls out of these flyers. So my army is essentially split in 2. I've got the Myrmidons and some Covenant and some robots holding back here. And then the rest are just shoving forward and shoving forward and shoving forward. I think the game is a tie at the moment. I think we've destroyed 1 entire unit each. But now there are some infantry units on the table. I really need to make these traitors bleed. Let's go on to the shooting phase. Okay, in the shooting phase, the Thalax and the Covenant that were in range fired at the artillery because there's going to be a few things hitting it. Tried to whittle it down, but failed. Now we're interrupting because over here there are 2 of the Vorax that can see the World Eaters there. And I've got biocorrosive rounds, so let's fire all of these guns. These hit on 3s, and they're biocorrosive, so poison 4 up. That was bad. That is only 4 wounds there, sir. 4 saves.
Oh, and feel no pain.
Yep.
Oh, 1.
So 1 dies, and then the 2 lightning guns. Both hit, strength 7, AP 4, rending shred. So 2 wounds, 2 more saves, and I feel no pain.
Nope.
So I managed to kill 2. So let's go on to the Volkites from the Uzurax there. The Uzurax hit on 4s when shooting, and this is strength 5, so I'm going to be wounding on 3s, and it's got the Deflagrate rule. So there's 5 wounds there. This is only AP 5, so full armor save. And only 2 fail, then feel no pains. No, and with Deflagrate it does 2 more, rolls over. and no more wounds. Just killing, I think I killed 4 in total so far. And then the Mauler cannons are finally in range, so let's fire them. Hitting on 2s with enhanced targeting, strength 6 versus toughness 7, so looking for 5s. That's 2 wounds at -1, so 2 5-up saves on your artillery. And I actually kill a platform, which is good. It causes pinning, which you get to reroll because you're an Iron Warrior. So lose your bait. And you pass. So they're okay. There's 2 bolt guns in that squad as well. Might as well fire them. 2 each. They can fire all their weapon systems, up to 3 weapon systems. I need 6s. Oh, did 1 more wound. That'll be a 3-up. Ah, okay, so that one's down to 1 wound left. No need for morale test for Iron Warriors in the shooting phase. I think I fired all the stuff in the middle. Oh, 2 Darkfire Lancers. Let's fire the Darkfire Lancers down at that artillery squad there. At that thing one more time. Has it got 1 hull point left? That one.
Yep, 1 left.
1 left. Yep. Okay, so Dark Lancers coming in. 2s to hit, gets hot. 2s to hit, gets hot. So everything hits. And this is strength 7 lance, so looking for 5s. 1 glancing hit, -1 to save, 1 5-up save, or that truck. Ah, it's still alive. Still alive. Okay, to make me feel better, let's fire the Thanatar twice, up and over with its ordnance barrage into these Eaters of Worlds. This is indirect, and it scatters 6 inches. That missed. Here's the second shot.
Ooh, hello.
That scatters 8 inches. This is going to hurt my guys. Missed the World Eaters entirely. Landed smack bang on my own Uzurax, and it will wound them on 2s. 3 wounds, and it'll burn through my armor, so I need a 5-up for no pain. I make 1, taking 2 wounds. Center of the blast, clipping that 1 there. Fortunately killing none, but yeah. I might not be charging the tank now. I might have to put both of these, everything, into the Eaters of Worlds, because I've got no more shooting down here. Which means these guys might as well shoot. Or do I hit the tank? Or do I charge them? Or do I charge them? Yeah, the Land Raider's going to get off scot-free. I need to kill these Warhounds, so let's fire the Volkites from this squad into them, hitting on 4s. That's really good shooting. And wounding on 3s with the Volkite Incinerators. That's 6 wounds, sir. 6 3-up saves. And then 2 feel no pains. Can you make 2?
Nope.
No. So with Deflagrate, that's 1 more wound, which you save. So 2 more brought down. And at the end of my shooting phase, the Myrmidon Secators in this building here fired up at this Storm Eagle, hitting on 6s, winning on 6s, and managed to take a hull point off of it. It's got 3 left. And that's the end of my shooting phase. At the end of the shooting phase, or the end of the entire phase, I think, they need to take a blinding test because they got hit by the photon thruster. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, you pass. And you do pass, they're okay. And now we've got some charges coming on. So I'm going to declare a charge with that unit first. We'll do the Overwatch off camera, and then this unit getting in there as well. Here we are after the charge. Not only did they manage to get a wound on one of my Uzurax with a bolt pistol, but this second squad, I rolled a 3, no command points in Horus Heresy, no chance to reroll. They failed the charge. So only 1 Uzurax versus all these Eaters of Worlds. Alright, so what's going on here, Jim?
We've got 13 World Eaters plus their Sergeant plus their Apothecary. The Apothecary is using Exhortation of Butchery, giving them all an extra attack.
Lovely.
So that will give them 3, and they have Hatred, Weapon Skill 4, Strength 5, AP 4.
Brilliant.
Hopefully they'll do some damage.
So that sounds like 39 attacks.
That's right.
Hitting on 4s, re-rolling.
Yes. Yeah. Could be worse. They should have charged.
Let's throw some dice. 31 hits came through in the end with Hatred, and it's Strength 5, Toughness 5, Force to Wound.
Ooh.
And it's AP 4, right?
It is.
So I won't get a save. Yeah, AP 4 Chain Axes, 4-up save. I got 21, sorry, feel no pains to make, which is why I needed both of them in there. And Right, one was already on a wound, so that's a claw's dead, another claw's dead, a fist dead, and one takes a wound, leaving 3 with power fists left. That could have been much worse. So that's 3 power fists left, and they all have 4 attacks each on the charge. So it's that many number of attacks. I really need to bring these guys down. I'm hitting on 4s, but no hatred for me. And that was a 5. And that was 4 hits. Strength 10, winning on 2s. And 3 are dead with no feel, no pain. So you killed 3 and I killed 3, which is
sergeant, mate.
Oh, you got a sergeant as well.
Yeah.
So potential to kill some more.
2 attacks with his power fist.
Yep.
Oh, very good.
Oh, with hatred.
There we go.
1 hit. Strength 8.
Yep. That's a wound.
That's a wound. 5 up, feel no pain. Which I take another wound.
1 hit.
Yeah, it's got to be on an already wounded model. So I lost 3 in combat, you lost 3 in combat, and we're locked up.
Total wounds, I think, eh? It's I lost 3, you lost 6, 7, 8, 9.
Is it? Oh yeah, you're right. Total wounds. Sorry, 7th edition. I'm stubborn. Leadership 8 or 9. But that's a pass because of the stubbornness. So they are locked up, battering each other to death. It would have been better if the 2nd unit of Uzurax had got in there. And that's the end of my turn 3. Before we begin, what we doing, Jim?
Have to roll Exaltation of Butchery, Brain Melting roll.
Brain melting.
Yeah, on a 1, they take a wound with no saves, but the Apothecary can still try and feel no pain.
Okay.
Let's see. Ooh, 2 of them.
Just 2, and then feel no pains on this.
Yeah.
This doesn't affect the Sergeant or the Apothecary, so only 1 more dies as the Butcher's nails sing. And that's the end of my turn 3 now. I don't think I killed anything. I killed one of the artillery units, and that's it. That's it. That failed charge is going to come back and haunt me this turn. And also, these flyers deep in my lines, they're going to sting too. So let's go on to Traitors. Turn 3. Here we are after the movement phase, this staying still to fire through the ruins one more time at the Uzurax, trying to bring guns to bear to take this fast attack choice down. The Proteus did move over to get some shots on the Thanatar, along with both of the flyers. He is going to attract a terrible amount of firepower, las cannon fire, multi-mortar fire this turn. I think he's probably dead. And the Iron Warriors and the World Eaters piling out of the vehicles before they moved. They've got some choice targets, some murder, death, kill to get through to clear these lines. If they're lucky, they won't kill every single one of the robots because they're fearless. And even if one of them locks them up at the end of this combat, then they won't be shot at. Same here. If all of these don't kill every single one of the Ad Secularis Covenant, then they'll be locked up at the end of this turn. So I won't be able to shoot them in my turn because they'll be engaged in close combat. He's worried about the Myrmidons inside the ruin, looking through the holes of the broken cathedral there. This could be a punishing turn. I could lose a lot down here, and I could lose my forward punch up here. Let's go on to the shooting phase. So the Scorpius and the quad launcher fired down quad launcher with shatter shells. Scorpius missed wildly and only clipped one of them. Basically only 1 wound taken off of the Uzurax with those first 2 units, but the Sikaran at point blank range, it must be able to do better, right?
Heavy bolter?
Right. 3s to hit. 4s to wound.
Yep.
2 wounds. 5 up, feel no pain.
Ooh,
I take 2 wounds, and the 2 closest guys are both on 1 wound each.
Yep.
Now the accelerator autocannon, and it's twin linked. Everything hits. This is 2s to wound, strength 7, toughness 5.
Oh
4 wounds. I need 4, feel no pains. And I make 2 of them, take 2 more wounds. And it looks like this, and 2 lance cannons coming in. Both miss. Only 2 die in that fusillade. We have got the Spartan and the Sergeant with his combi plasma. Sergeant first?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Ooh, 1 hit.
1 hit.
2 to wound.
2s to wound.
Yep.
There's a ruin in the way.
Yep.
And a feel no pain. No, and one will take a wound. Let's measure that up. And it looks like this. Now the Spartan firing with a twin-linked heavy bolter, 3 hits. And 2 wounds, again firing through this mess. 2 4-up saves for the ruin and a 5-up feel no pain. And he goes down to 1 wound, so we've got 1 on 1, 1 on 1, 1 on 2, as 4 las cannons smash through the ruin. Twin linked. All 4 hit. Wounding on 2s.
Yep.
All 4 wound. 4-up ruin save. I make 2 so far. 2, 5-up feel no pains. And I fail 1, leaving 2 Uzuraks left, and that's all the firepower from this corner. That was successful enough. There's only 2 guys left with claws there. They're going to struggle against these vehicles. They might be okay against the artillery though. So moving from this corner over to this corner, World Eater, Storm Eagle, all guns to bear on the Thanatar. What's this, the Melters?
2 twin link las cannon.
Okay. 3s to hit, both hit. 3s to wound, strength 9, toughness 8.
Yeah.
2 wounds, I'm in a ruin, 2 4-ups. I'll make them both. Multi-melter. Hits. Wounds on a 4. Doesn't wound. Are you sure you want to do the blasts?
No, no. No, I'm not doing them too close.
Probably won't scatter.
Too close.
Okay, so this one?
Yep.
Okay.
2 twin link las cannon.
Yep.
Yep.
Both hit, 3s to wound.
Oh.
Oh no, snake eyes.
And missile launcher.
Missile launcher hits and wounds.
2 plus save.
2 plus save.
Oh.
Both of them fail to wound the Thanatar. You did line up that Land Raider Proteus to take some shots. With Power of the Machine Spirit, it can put 2 las cannons in, but the thing is that you won't be able to kill it.
Nope.
So
I'm going to fire anyway. At it.
Okay. Twin linked.
Oh.
1 hit.
Oh,
no
nothing.
wounds.
Nothing.
Just las cannon fire, melter fire, lighting up this ruin here, and the Thanatar looking about itself, thinking, what were those noises? Then the last thing left to fire in the shooting phase, the World Eaters unloaded into the Voraks with lots of pistol shots and a melter. The Praetor's got a combi melter, killing one of them. That's the end of the shooting phase because you're choosing not to pull the trigger on the Iron Warriors, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And they're going to charge the Covenant?
Yeah.
You're thinking about the Thanatar.
No, I think the Covenant.
You should charge the Thanatar. He just wants a hug.
Stick with the plan. Stick with the plan.
Charging into the Covenant. We'll do the Overwatch off camera. How far do you go? This counts.
Ooh, not
They're
far.
not going to go very far because, mind you, with piling in, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And then these guys are charging into the Voraks. 5 will be enough,
Yeah.
but they have a lot of Overwatch, and there's 2 walls of flame with rad phases there. Before I forget, end of the shooting phase, leadership 8. They fail, and they will fall back 4 inches. So in the end that worked because those guys won't be able to charge anything in my turn, and this is where we are with the assaults after the piling. Only 1 die to Overwatch of the World Eaters, and you've piled in everywhere. Now which combat do you wish to resolve first? Their initiative 2,
Yep.
their initiative 5. Okay, the normal guys had 3 attacks each, 17 of them, 51 attacks, hitting on 3s. 31 hits made it through to the Ad Secularis Covenant. 31. At strength 4 and rad grenades, they were wounding on 2, so my toughness went down to 2. 25 wounds in the end. I won't get my 6-up feel no pain, but I do have 4-up carapace armour. 12 died. Can't pile in to engage. I can't pile in to engage. That'll be the end of that combat. Yeah, because the Praetor and the Apothecary can't pile in and engage, and because I can't pile in and engage, so we're within range of assaulting models. We both consolidated. I consolidate 3. The Iron Warriors consolidate 6. They're all over the objective and scrambling back into these ruins here. Ruins and rubble. Iron within, iron without. It's where Iron Warriors belong. Now we're on to this assault here. And I've got 4 Voraks which are engaged in combat or within an inch of a model that is engaged in combat. He won't get to fight. Actually, yeah, he can pile in now. Yep. So they will all fight. I'm initiative 5 because of the Cybernetica thing. They have 3 attacks each. 3 times 5 is 15 attacks. So I have 15 attacks. I'm hitting on 4s. And that was really bad. Managed to get 7 hits in there. Strength 6, toughness 4. I'm wounding on 2s. But it is AP2. So that would be 7 dead. But you have an apothecary in this squad. So you need to make 7. 5 up, feel no pains. Yeah, forgot to roll a dice. So 5 of the World Eaters get brought down by the automata. 9 World Eaters left. 45 attacks in total. You're going to be hitting on
4s with hatred.
4s, re-rolling and strength.
5 re-rolling 1s to wound.
Nasty. And with exaltation of butchery, managing to cause 18 wounds. I only had 15 wounds in that unit. All AP4 weapons, those chain axes. So slaughtered every single one of those Voraxes with ease. Now, with exaltation of butchery, however, their brains explode on a 1. So is there going to be any sweet justice? There's 3 1s. You do get feel no pain on them?
Yep. Oh, okay.
Okay, only 1 brain goes pop. And then, you don't like that one. And then we've got this assault to do over here, and the World Eaters will swing first again. Managing to get 12 hits in, winning on 5s, no hatred this turn. 4, sorry, because they're strength 5 chain axes, right?
Yeah.
So 1, 2, what's that, 4, 5?
2, 4, 5, yeah.
5, feel no pains. Obviously I'll put it on one of the guys that isn't injured. And he's definitely dead. And 2 more wounds. So that one's on 1, so I'll kill him, put that one on 1, and that leaves 2 fists left to strike you. They're going to hit on 4s. That's my dead guy. Ooh! Wounding on 2s, no feel, no pain, strength 10 to the head.
Oof.
And yeah, that's 5 get smushed. Mutually assured destruction. There is a sergeant with a fist there. And he hits once. Can he wound? Yep. Yes, he can. A 5 up, feel no pain, or one of the Isarax dies. One of the Isarax dies. And in total, I don't know how many wounds I lost. Drawn combat at the end. And that's the end of game turn 3. I think we're on game turn 3. You've got some serious penetration in my lines. There's no leadership test here to make. No leadership test down the back to make. This is where the World Eaters piled in after their combat. I've got very little left back here to defend. And remember, the Thanatar can't fire this turn because he cast Rite of Destruction with Cyberthurgy last turn. So we're now going on to Mechanicum. Turn 4. Oh, and we just looked at the rules. I said right at the start, and for many, many, many turns, this is a kill point game. It's not. You get a point for every unit you kill in the first turn. I killed 1 thing. Jim killed 1 thing. There's a point. And then these objectives are worth 5 points each. So that's worth 5 if I get it. That's worth 5 if he gets it. But you don't get any points for defending it. Essentially, if one of us takes one of these objectives, we'll probably win this game. So let's go on to turn 4. Turn 4, the game automatically ends on turn 6, so the Thalax need to now start making their way towards this objective, along with the Ad Seculari Covenant. The unit of Isarax regrouped, so they can't charge, they can't do anything, they can snap fire up at this, I guess. And there still is a unit of Terminators in here, which I'm very worried about. Because what can I do against a unit of Terminators with this? Not a lot. And the other thing that I'm also very worried about is one Isarax is bound to be dragged down in this next turn of combat. This thing is going to charge a Storm Eagle this turn. Need to Cyberthurgy him. So he's going to Cyberthurgy him, so he gets +2 attacks. And I don't know if that passes. He's leadership 10, being an Archmagos Dominus. Yes, that's a pass. I wanted to do him because this guy, if you Cyberthurgy, you can't shoot. And he's got a Rad Cleanser. So he can shoot out. Mauler Bolt Cannon shooting out. The Warlord shooting down at these World Eaters. And then it's going to be up to the Myrmidons to take care of all of these Iron Warriors here. He's got a lot of punch. I've got a lot of gun. Can I break the back of these traitors? Let's find out. Gonna need to do some more Cyberthurgy. There's another Dominus there at the start of the shooting phase because there's a Praetor there with AP2 on, and all of these guns, he's going to tank every single one, isn't he? So I need to overcharge one of the Darkfire cannons, which I do. So one of them will be firing twice, And the other one firing once into this unit, so he can either look out sir them or tank them. Need to try and kill as many of these as possible, so let's do that now. The one that's firing twice gets hot, hitting on 2s, and the one that's not, that was very close, that's lots of 2s. Strength 7, AP 2, Lance Blind gets hot, and that's 6 wounds. You can get a 5-up save on the Praetor there, or 4-up Iron Halo, or you can look out sir them all over the place.
I'll do them one at a time.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, first Iron Halo. No.
Takes a wound.
Second Iron Halo.
He gets to feel no pain.
Oh, he does, yeah.
So that'll feel no pain the first one, so that's 1 down.
Okay, Iron Halo. Oh, yep.
Yep, that's 2 down.
Yep.
Iron Halo standing firm, 3 more to go.
Ooh.
And feel no pain?
Nope.
Nope, so he takes a wound. 2 more to go.
Oh. No.
He's
right,
down to 1
look out sirring now. Look out, sir. Yep. So
one just gets a bit evaporated with an AP2 shot.
Feel no pain. Oh, he gets saved.
Okay. We can do a blind test now if you like while we're here. Okay. It's just don't roll a 6 because you've got a Praetor there. Okay, so that was that. Now I'm going to fire all the bolt guns from that unit. Praetor's got 1 wound left. Lots of bolt guns coming in rapid fire range, hitting on 2s and wounding on 4s. That's 5 wounds on your Praetor with his...
Look out, sir them.
Look out, sir them all.
He's got to save one of them.
Got to save one of them. Artificer armor?
2 plus. Yep.
Yep.
These guys 3 plus. Oh, yeah.
Yep. So the first unit of robots did nothing. Now the second unit of robots. Flamer will hit 5. The Rad Phage. It's Fleshbane, so it wounds on 2s. That's 4 wounds.
Look out, sir.
Yep.
Oh, he's got to take another one.
Okay. 1, 2 up.
Oh, feel no pain.
Feel no pain, or the Praetor buys it. Dead. Praetor buys it. And then 3 3-ups and 1 5-up.
Yep. So
the Praetor has now fallen. He did tank a lot of stuff for you. Now we've got bolt guns coming in. 2s to hit. 4s to wound. Only 1 wound. 1 wound with a bolt gun, which you save. And then there's 6 Mauler bolt cannon shots coming in. Hitting on 2s. Everything hit. Strength 6, AP 3. Wounding on 2s. 5 wounds. Burns straight through the armour. 5 feel no pains.
Oh, okay.
And you make 2 of them.
3 of
so
them.
3 of them. So 2 more fall down. And that's a pinning test. And they're pinned. 2 pinning tests to be taken with the World Eaters, and both of them failing. His Vexilla's dead in that unit as well. They are just pinned. Right, so Myrmidon shooting at these. There's the Maxim bolters going in first, which is 12 shots. Myrmidon's hit on 2s. And that was only 8 hits. And these are bolt guns, essentially. They wound on 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 wounds on the Iron Warriors. Pinning test reroll. They get to reroll pinning tests with their right of war. They're fine. We just double check the book. Back to the Iron Warriors. 5 armor saves, sir.
What?
And I feel no pain. Is there an apothecary in this squad?
No apothecary.
There is no apothecary in that squad. Okay, 1 just gets wiped. Then on to the phase plasma fusils. Now each of these guns fire 3 times. So 6 shots, 6, 6, 6 shots. That's a lot of shots. That's 24 shots coming in. It's strength 6, AP 3. Hitting on 2s. I didn't roll a single 1. Winning on 2s. Here's all the 1s. Yeah, there's a lot of 1s. I rolled 7 1s. That's 17 wounds at AP 3. There's an Artificer in there somewhere. So 3 have died. 14 more 2-up saves. We'll look out sir these after the fact. So these are all the 2-up saves, and then we'll look out sir those last 2. Not many Iron Warriors died there. I guess I'm going to have to charge. Let's fire this squad at these World Eaters and hopefully finish them off. And then the Mitralox and the Flamer and the Melter from the Macadendrite Hive. Well, I killed a few more. Then after all of that laser fire, bolt fire, everything fire onto this side of the battle grid, the Covenant firing up at the artillery doing nothing, but the photon thrusters from the Thalax have come through and blown up one of the artillery pieces, the Whirlwind Scorpius, has gone, and that is the end of the shooting phase. Bit of snap firing there as well, but that's the end of the shooting phase. So we have some charges coming on. The Thanatar is going to go against the Storm Eagle. These guys are going to go in there. The Covenant are going to go in there. The Myrmidons are going to go in there. There's a lot of Overwatch to do. Let's come back after we've done all the charges. So the Thanatar are in. 2 attacks, +1 for the charge, 3, +2 attacks for his Cyberthurgy, smacking this thing. 1 Hammer of Wrath beforehand actually. Strength 8 versus... doesn't do anything. And then these guys hit on 3s. That's 4 hits. And it's strength 8. The rear armour, that's 12 all round, right?
Yep.
So 4's to wound. And I only get 1. 1 glance. It takes a glance and hit. And that's it. Over here, I've got 2 Hammer of Wraths from this squad charging into your World Eaters. Strength 6. 2 wounds. No AP.
1
Feel no pain.
Oh dear.
Oh, you fail to feel no pain. These guys have got a rule called shock charges. I need to see if that comes into effect here. Shock charges are concussive, but it just kills the model, so it doesn't spill into the unit. So you get to fight first, because everything here, these are initiative 4. Actually, they're initiative 4. You're initiative 4, right?
Yeah.
He'll be initiative 1 unwieldy. He's, yeah. +1 initiative, because I'm a cybernetic cohort. Initiative 4 versus initiative 4. So let's swing them. And I need 4s to hit, and they're strength 6. That's 3 wounds at AP 2, so 3 feel no pains.
Oh no.
And 3 of them get taken down, but they can swing back at the same time. Who do you want to swing against, sir?
I'll go against the Thralls, I think, and use Exhortation of Butchery.
Yep. And they're hitting on
3s.
3s with hatred because it's a new combat.
I'll do it.
And they're wounding on
2.
what strength? What?
5.
Yep, wounding on 2s.
AP4.
That's a lot of wings. AP4. So
Yeah.
let's get my 6 up, feel no pains in against the Covenant. Oh, I dropped 1 on the floor. 6 up, and re-roll that one. No, so 7 will die. This is where we end up after the pile-in. There's just a sergeant left. Covenant striking first. Is your sergeant AP initiative 1?
Yeah, Power Fist.
Covenant misses. Your sergeant can strike. Who's he striking?
Do
I
I have
didn't
a-
bother challenging anything.
Is there one of these Magosses I can instant kill?
Yes, you could potentially instant kill him.
But then the Thrall's a scoring unit, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to squash him.
Okay.
And the second attack.
3s to hit the thrall. 2s to
Hatred.
kill the thrall. Oh yeah, hatred.
Overkill.
That's a dead thrall. He gets completely squashed. Then my Archmagos will strike you. 4 attacks at the moment because he's got 2. 1 minute, let me check. He's got 4 before the Mechadendrites get in. That's hits. Strength 5, toughness 4. There's a power axe. Only 1 wound so far. Sorry, he didn't wound anyone, so let's do the Mechadendrite thingy bob because it should have been 3s. 2 hits, 3s to wound with shred. That's a wound AP2, so now he's dead. Now I get to pile in. Then we're on to the Iron Warriors, and they'll get to strike first because all of the Myrmidons have power axes, meaning they strike last.
4s to wound.
They managed to get 9 wounds in total, 5s to wound because I'm toughness 5.
Rad grenades.
Are they? Okay, 4s to wound, yep. How many did you get?
4 or 1, 2, 3, 5.
5. 5 3-up saves. And 1 dies and 1 takes a wound. There is a challenge going on. We're down to the unwieldy stuff. This is the axes. They have 2 attacks each +1 for the charge. This is the axes against the normal Iron Warriors. I'm hitting on 4s with no rerolls at all. And no rad grenades. None of that stuff. And that's 6 hits. Strength 5, toughness 4. I'm winning on 3s. And I get 4 wounds at AP2.
Dead.
Against your new Iron Warriors. No feel no pains in there?
No, just dead.
Just 4 dead Iron Warriors. And this is versus the Praetor. So he hits on 4s. Only 1 hit. That's a miss. Wounds on a 3. 1 wound against the Praetor. He
Iron
gets his
Halo.
Iron Halo,
Yep.
which holds firm. And now you can hit back with your unwieldy weapons.
Yep, Sergeant, 2 attacks.
Yep.
1 hit.
Yep.
2 to wound. Oh, it's a 1.
No wound. Was that a fist?
It was a fist.
And with rag grenades, that would have smushed one.
It would.
And now your Praetor smashes back.
Yeah, Praetor next one as well. 5 attacks, he's got digital lasers.
Yep.
And it's mastercrafted.
3s to hit with 1 reroll.
That's better.
Okay.
That's better, 2s to smash.
And this is a power fist as well.
It is.
So only 5 invulnerable saves. And I make 1. So one of them dies, and then who was on a wound, and then 4 more.
Which
so
the guy in the challenge first, and then,
yeah.
1. Yep.
I lost by a lot. Leadership test, they're stubborn.
Forge Lord, mate.
And they fail anyway. We can do initiative roll-off. I know you haven't done your Forge Lord, but let's just do the initiative roll-off because I failed my leadership.
Okay.
3 plus 2, I've lost anyway.
Yeah, well,
You've sweep and advanced the whole lot. Even before we do the Forge Lord, you've just wiped out the Merman and Secators. Then after this combat, the Iron Warriors consolidating back towards the second in command and my Warlord and the Castellax robots here. And over this side it was a foregone conclusion. The World Eaters finally tearing apart that last Uzurax and consolidating towards the Ad Secularis Covenant. So a game of mixed fortunes there. I have got rid of the World Eaters here. Did finally take out 1 entire unit, and it took a lot of firepower and a lot of punch to do it. But the Myrmidons bouncing off that unit of Iron Warriors was unexpected. Those rag grenades kicking into effect there. So all of those hitting and wounding on 4s and Power Fist insta-killing them, that was frightening. Now, in order for Jim to score this objective here, he's going to need to do everything he can to try and kill these units. And potentially he can score that one and win the game, get 5 points. Because over here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this objective. There's Terminators here, World Eaters on the rampage. I think this one is yeah. You don't get any points for scoring your own objective. So Jim will get none for that or give up 5. And I think he has a potential to get that one there. Otherwise, it goes down to 1 point each for killing something in the first turn, slay the Warlord, and attrition. It goes down to the secondary objectives. This could be interesting as we descend into Traitors, turn 4. This is the end of the movement phase for the forces of the War Master. Some movement, some zero movement down here to try and deal with the Uzurax in that ruin just there. The World Eaters coming forward. Proteus shifted over with Power of the Machine Spirit. It can bring guns down here, and the 2 Storm Eagles trying to bring all guns to bear. Didn't want to stay locked up with a Thanatar because that would be free hits in the assault phase, which does mean it'll be free to fire. However, there's going to be a tremendous amount of firepower in my back lines. Let's go on to the shooting phase. And this is after the shooting phase, and it was pretty poor because the Uzurax were embedded in that ruin there. Took all of these units and the Sergeant to kill them, but is dead. So the Uzurax dealt with. All that the Iron Warriors and the World Eaters have to deal with are these 2 units down here. And then we had firepower from the Proteus and all the Storm Eagles raining down into the Castellax unit. And with a 5-up invulnerable save, I took a wound. Just a wound. Bolt pistols coming in as well from the World Eaters. Just a wound. Basically, 2 Uzurax died in that turn of shooting and a wound on a Castellax. That's it. Now we go on to the assault phase if you do want to assault these guys.
Yep.
And you're definitely going to assault over here.
I am.
They cannot fire Overwatch, but the Castellax can. Are you doing a multi-charge? Because he's in a unit on his own at the moment. Do you want to take the Warlord into this combat? Or are you going to leave him on his own? He's
Disorder charge.
He's pretty nasty. Yeah, disorder charge as well.
No, I'm just going to go for the Castellax, I think.
Okay, let's Overwatch. Over here they made it into close combat, and your Sergeant with a Power Fist or an Artificer armor, you put him out front to take the Overwatch on his 2-up.
No.
What happened to him?
He had 1 save to make.
And?
It was a 1.
He got fragged by a Mauler cannon. And then over this side, the World Eaters make it into the Covenant.
3s to hit with Hatred.
World Eaters swinging in. Exaltation of Butchery. 3s to hit. With Hatred, there's a chunk of rerolls. 17 hits, 2s to wound, rerolling 1s, and this is AP 4. And
60.
I have a 4-up save, which you just get through with chain axes. So I have a 6-up for no pain. Strength 5, not strength 6. So I do get my 6-ups. But a lot will die anyway. Then with the apothecary swinging away, 16 out of 20 die. 4 left, they pile in, then you pile in, and we're locked up. This is where we are after that combat. I managed to kill 1. 3 brain melters coming up because of the... no brain melting coming up. And yeah, we're locked up. I don't take any leadership tests because I am fearless, but you slaughtered 16. Absolutely frightening. Now we go over here. Managed to get 13 hits in there, strength 4. I'm toughness 6 with rag grenades, so 6 is to wound. And you get 3 wounds. 3 3-up saves. And 1 will take 2 wounds. I'll put it on the uninjured one. I strike back. 4's to hit, 1 hit, and 2's to wound. That's a wound at AP2. No apothecary in there. Now you've got a power axe and power fist before he gets to strike.
This is power axe.
Forge Lord, swinging his power axe.
All hit.
All hit.
And 5 to wound.
Strength 5, toughness 6, yeah.
3 wounds.
3 wounds.
AP2.
AP2, 6 up and vulnerable saves in close combat.
Ooh.
That one takes 2 more wounds. He's dead. He blows up on a 6. Doesn't blow up. And now you have your forge, your
Warsmith.
Warsmith, swinging away.
4 base, digital lasers, and charging.
Yes.
Mastercrafted.
Yes. 3's to hit.
Oh, is that cocked?
And this is a
Power fist.
power fist. Nice.
2's to wound.
2's to wound. Yep.
That's 5.
5 wounds. 3 to take on him. 6 up in funds. And another one to take on him. And another one to take on him. Oh no, I rolled 3 6s. He's down to 1 left. And then he will pile in. 3 attacks with his loadout, hitting on 4s, mastercrafted. That was 2 hits, and it's a power axe. And that kills 2 of them. And then servo arm misses. And at the end of that close combat, we think that's a draw. We think we did 4 wounds each. So the Iron Warriors are now locked up here. My Warlord is free to rampage on. And the front of my castle is locked up. The front of my push. Essentially, all I've got left in the enemy's deployment zone now are some Thalax. And we're going on to turn 5. The game automatically ends on turn 6. I've got very few units left. These 2 here. Some down here. And some Castellax in there. That's pretty much it. I've got hardly anything left, actually. Let's go on to Mechanicum. Turn 5. So this onslaught game is all about pushing through your enemy lines, trying to get this objective down here, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do that with a unit of Thalax and a unit of Secularis Covenant that are about to get slaughtered. If I move the Thalax up here, there's still, how many Terminators in there? 7 or something?
7 and a chaplain.
Yeah, so there's a ton of Terminators in there. Thalax are good shooty, but not so good against Terminators, I found out, much to my dismay, game after game after game. So they are pulling back. There's no way I can get that 5-point objective. So it's all about stopping the traitors taking this 5-point objective. And these are the only troops down here that can score it. Kill the troops. Then none of us get these 5-point objectives, and then it comes down to, we've both got a point in turn 1 for killing a unit in turn 1. Then it's points for Slay the Warlord. Then it's a points for attrition. The person who kills more of the opponent's army gets an extra point. Now, you've pretty much wiped out my entire army. However, there is a lone sergeant there. And that thing's on 1 wound. And there's a few bits scattered around that I could potentially kill. So I'm going to focus on that in other game turns. For now, I need to kill these. 3 Cyber 30 things coming into effect here. First up, Rite of Eternity. Let's heal that wound from using my Warlord, and that's a pass. Next up, give this one Rite of Celerity, 2 extra attacks. I need an 8, that's a pass. And this one, giving that one 2 extra attacks, and that's a pass. So these 2 guys having extra attacks coming in. This thing healed back up to 4. And now I just need to slaughter these flesh bodies, these traitor Astartes. But first, over here, photon thrusters at that sergeant. 3s to hit, 3s to hit, getting hot. 4 up save, which I make. These will wound on 2s. 1 wound. -2 to save, so you need a 6 up.
Oh.
He's dead. That sergeant's dead and his artificer armour burned through. Then over here, there is absolutely no shooting to do, just some charges. He needs to get in there first, so let's get this unit in there. 1 and a 5. That will definitely fail. Thanatar getting in there. 5 will make it. And my Archmagos gets in automatically and he will challenge. Will you accept my challenge, sir?
Yeah, why not?
Who with? Your Warlord?
Warsmith.
Whoa, Warlord on Warlord action.
Yeah.
Just occurs to me that I should have chucked celerity on that one. And not that one back there because he would have had extra attacks. Anyway, he's striking in and he hits on 4s. 1 hit. He'll wound on A2. That's a wound at AP2 in on this squad, killing 1 hopefully.
Yep.
Now you get to strike back. 2 guys against the Thanatar engaged here.
First, the normal blow. 2 hits.
2 hits, yep.
And 6s to wounds.
Yep, because I'm toughness 7 now. Ooh, that's a wound, 2 up save, which I make.
And the other guy's the Forge Lord.
Yeah, you can do them now.
Okay.
Actually, no, I might kill you because I'm initiative 3. So these 3 plus him into that squad.
Okay, 2, 4, 6.
3s to hit.
Oh dear.
And 6s to wound.
Oh, 1.
1, 3 up save. And on him.
Yep.
And that's all your initiative attacks, right?
Yes.
Then the Thanatar will strike. He has 2 attacks, 2 with right celerity with the Cyberthurgy and 1 for the charge. Oh, and Hammer of Wrath, which wounds on,
yep.
If passes, okay. And then I need 4s to hit. Only 1 hit. 2s to wound.
Oof. Doesn't
wound. The Thanatar doesn't do anything. Down to my, this guy here. 3 attacks. Yeah, 3 attacks with his loadout. Misses them all. And then the servo arm comes over the top and misses. Now you get your Forge Lord back again before we do the Warlord on Warlord fight.
That's the Thanatar.
Yep.
Power axe. Oh, yeah, those 4 attacks. 3s. Yep. Strength 5, so still 6s.
Yep.
Nope.
No wounds.
Servo arm.
Servo arm.
Hits, and that will be 3 to wound. Yep.
6 up save. Thanatar takes a wound.
Okay.
So far, 1 dead Marine, Thanatar on a wound, and then we're over here. You can do your Warsmith first, because I want to see how bruised he is. Rag grenades. My toughness is 6 with my Mechadendrite hive harness. So it's toughness 5 now, which means your power fist can't insta-jibbing, which is good.
4 attacks and 1 for digital lasers.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s, mastercrafted.
Yep.
Oh, didn't need it.
Everything hit. This is a power fist. 2s to wound.
4 wins.
And I only have 4, but I have a 3 up and bun. Omnisire. I take a wound, and I feel no pain.
Okay.
Because the Abiant or the something or other, I think it's... No, he has feel no pain anyway. So he takes a wound, he's down to 3 left, and then I strike you back. Yep. He's got 2 attacks, plus 1 for his loadout, plus 1 for the charge. And he'll hit on 3 with a Mastercrafted Power Axe. 4, sorry, with a Mastercrafted Power Axe. Only 1 hit. Strength 5, toughness 4, 3s to wound. That's a wound. Iron Halo.
Oh.
No, and 1 wound gets through. And I kept calling it a Mechadendrite hive. I mean Machinator Array. That's 8th edition coming through for you. The Machinator Array will hit on 4s. 1 hit, and it had strength 5, and it wounds. That's also AP2.
Saved. So
we do a wound to each other, sir. And at the end of that combat, we do 2 wounds each to each other, so we're all locked up. Still haven't killed this scoring unit, but at least I'm preventing you from scoring this, because these guys are denial units, not scoring units. So I don't care if we're there until the end of the game, at least you're not scoring anything. Let's go over to this combat here. And this is what it looks like after that combat. And the World Eaters consolidate over here towards the closest unit they can hurt. bloodthirsty butchers that they can. At the end of my turn 5, it will not die with the Abiant on my Warlord. 5 up, which I fail. So we're still on 3 wounds to 2 wounds, punching each other to dust. And now we go on to Traitors, turn 5. Here we are after the movement phase for the Iron Warriors and the World Eaters. And abandoning these objectives of both sides seems to be a thing now. Attrition seems to be a thing now. So the Storm Eagles here and the remaining tanks there and the World Eaters coming through the ruin in the middle. I think everything is going to be pouring into this unit to try and destroy them. Try and rack up those points. Try and make the Mechanicum bleed. So in the shooting phase, the Storm Eagles firing everything down here. I haven't seen so many 1s and 2s. Right, what else you firing? Proteus?
Proteus.
Okay, let's see some more 1s and 2s. Oh yeah, twin linked.
Hey.
Yeah, you hit this time.
Yep, 2s.
2s to wound.
Hey.
2 wounds, firing through that ruin.
Yep.
2 4-ups. And take 2 wounds. Twin link, snap, shooting, heavy bolter. Nope. So there were some 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
So 2 so far.
Yep.
What else?
Sakaran.
Sakaran.
All its guns.
Yeah, you really need to kill these Castellans.
I do.
So,
Accelerator.
Accelerator, autocannon, 3s to hit, twin linked, and 4s to wound.
6s round.
Strength 7, toughness 7.
Yep. 1 rend and 2 normal wounds.
2 normal wounds, 3 ups.
Oh.
And the rend is a
Cover.
4 up.
Oh.
Yeah. Last cannons.
3 last cannons. 1 hit.
1 hit.
And 8 wounds.
1 wound, 4 up.
Okay.
Yep, okay. Yep, still only 2 damage done on those
Bolter in
Castellans.
range?
Let's say yes.
Getting desperate now. Oh yeah.
2, 3 hits. This is 6s to wound, however. Strength 5, toughness 7. Oh, you did a wound. 3 up.
Nope.
No, you didn't do a wound.
This guy.
This guy, shatter shells.
Shells, yeah.
3s to hit.
3 hits.
3 hits. 3s to wound.
3 wounds.
3 wounds. Ruins.
Okay.
He's fine.
Spartan.
Spartan.
Last cannon 4.
And with power of the machine spirit, everything. Yep.
Okay.
Twin linkage. See, 3 of them missed. Only 2 hits. 2s to wound.
Hey.
2 wounds. 2 4-up ruins. Oh no, your dice rolling's been awful these last 2 turns, and my dice rolling, which is normally really, really bad, has been very good. I don't think you've got anything left.
Oh, the snap shooting heavy bolter was saved today.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Yeah, 6s.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that, twin linked. All 3 hit, and now you only need 6s to win.
Oh, 1.
And you did a wound, 3 up save.
Oh yeah.
And saved it. So did your entire army shoot at that unit and only take 2 wounds off of it? Is that what happened?
That seems accurate.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's good, I was pleased.
On to the fight phase. The Berserkers through cover. This is a 7 that you need.
Hey.
And you make it in. Let's do some Overwatch. So the World Eaters managed to make it through into combat with those 2 Castellax there. Initiative 4 and Initiative 4 I will pile in. Because you have frag grenades, you can swing at the same time as me. So 4 guys in there and a sergeant, 19 attacks, because you're doing the Fury of the what now?
Exaltation of Butchery.
That's the one.
With hatred and all the rest
3s
of
to
it.
hit,
Oh.
and re-rolling to hit. 15 hits in the end. Strength 5 versus toughness 7. You want 6s, and you're re-rolling 1s. Because of something?
Incarnate Violence.
That's the one.
World Eaters, oh, hello.
How much you get?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds.
5 is good. I'll put it on the uninjured one if you don't mind.
Okay.
And there's no AP on these?
Just 4.
3 up save then. He takes 3 wounds. So 1's on 1, 1's on 2. Have you got any more attacks?
Yeah, the sergeant.
Let's do the sergeant. I think I get to strike you first though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Rite of Celerity is still in effect. One of them lasts until the next shooting phase. So instead of 2 attacks, one has got 4 attacks. And one has got 2 attacks. So I hit on 4s. 1 hit. I will kill on a 2. Oh no, you got an apothecary.
Still no pain? Hey.
And he's alive. These World Eaters love it. And now your Sergeant can swing in with his fist. Has he got a fist?
He does 4 attacks.
Yep. 3s to hit. With hatred. Nice. And wounds on 3s, reroll on 1s.
Yeah.
Did you roll 3 2s?
I did.
That reminds me of your shooting phase.
It does. 1 wound.
6 up and Van. So one of them will die, the one that I was putting all the wounds on. He'll blow up on a 6. He doesn't blow up. And then he'll strike back with his mastercrafted axe, because I gave all of my Magos's cyber familiars and all mastercrafted axes. He hits on 4s with a reroll. And it's strength 5, so it'll be 3s to wound, AP 2. 2 wounds,
Apothecary.
2 apothecaries.
No.
2 die. And this is how we end up after that combat. I'm fearless because of the robot. He did more wounds. He's got 2 left. He's got 2 left. You should have killed that unit. Some of these things should have shot it. You should have killed that unit in the shooting phase and then mocked it up. But instead,
it goes that way.
Instead it looks like this. Now let's move on to this assault. We've done the simple Iron Warriors attacking in. Now it's my chance to attack back with this AP 4, Initiative 4. He'll hit on 4s. And I don't know what that was.
It's a 1.
That's a 1. And he will kill on 2s. That will kill one of your Iron Warriors. And my Thanatar still has that right of extra attacks until the shooting phase. So he will hit on 4s. 2 hits and he's strength 8. 2 wounds at AP 2. Hitting the ones in base contact with him. That's your forge thing dead before he gets to strike back.
Yep.
So all we've got left is 2 normal Iron Warriors that have already swung and Warlord on Warlord Hatred. So you can do your Warlord first, sir. This Warsmith. Let's see if he can bring my Mechanicum Archmagos down. 3s to hit. Mastercraft. And it's a fist, so 2s to wound. 3 wounds. I've only got 3 left. 3 up, feel no. 3 up invulnerable save with a cyber familiar. I fail 1. I feel no pain. It's strength 8 versus toughness 5, so I can. He doesn't take any wounds. Nothing at all. Then I'll strike you back. 2 attacks plus 1 for his loadout. He hits on 4s, and he will wound on 3s. 1 wound, strength 5 AP 2. Iron Halo holds, and then the Machinator array 4s and 3s. With shred. Okay, they both get through. AP 2.
1. He
takes 1 more wound. You lost the combat. Stubborn. Leadership 10 with a Vexilla. The Vexilla's got to work.
There we go.
It does. He's shouting at everyone saying, "Hold your ground." And that's the end of turn 5. Let's move on to the last game turn. Game turn 6. Okay, I only moved 1 unit, which is the Thalax trying to get a kill point over there, and that's it. And I keep saying it's Rite of Celerity. I mean it's Rite of Fury. Rite of Fury gives me the 2 extra attacks. I've got 3 chances to get it off here. I could heal these guys, but unless otherwise stated, it lasts until my next shooting phase. There won't be another next shooting phase, so I want this unit, this unit, this unit to have plus 2 attacks. So let's Rite of Fury everyone up. This one here passes, leadership 9. That one passes, and this one fails. Now let's kill some artillery. Hits on 3s. 3 hits. Wounds on 5s. 2 wounds, and there's 2 models left there. And it's -1 to your save.
No.
And I actually do kill that. So with attrition, that might count. And then we're straight onto the assault phase. That was it. Straight into the assaults. So it's my turn, so I will punch first. This guy's got his extra attacks. He will punch your World Eaters. And he's hitting on 4s. For the On the Siren and all that. 2 hits. Winning on 2s.
Oh.
Ooh, Snake Eyes. Didn't kill any. Striking back. No hatred kicking in this time. 3s to hit. And 6s to wound.
Nope.
No wounds. And then I will do my Tech Priest. 2 hits, 1 wound,
Hey.
and servo arm, which I forgot to do last time, misses anyway. So now we're over here to this combat. Oh yeah, Sergeant, yeah, with your fist, sorry. With the World Eaters. 2 hits, yeah.
3s, yeah.
You managed to get 2 wounds in. 2 6-up saves on him. He's only got 2 wounds left.
Hey.
He's dead. Does he blow up? No, he does not. I have a leadership 9 test to make because I'm stubborn, which I pass. And by taking out those 2 Castellax there, that's a point to the enemy in this war of attrition. Now we're going over here. So I got my right of fury off on him, so he gets his extra attacks, 4s to hit, and he fluffs every single one. Now you can strike back, sir, with your initiative 4 blows.
Okay.
3s. I assume you're hitting this unit and not that unit.
Yeah, I'll take the...
Because you can wound them better.
Yep. 3 hits.
Okay.
6s.
6s anyway, yeah.
1. Ooh.
He takes a wound. And then this thing is now initiative 3.
Okay.
I failed his right of fury, so 4s to hit. He gets 2 hits anyway. 2s to wound. 2 wounds at strength 8. Is that your Vexilla gone?
Yeah, and the box.
So
He's on his
now
own.
we're down to the Battle of the Warlords. Actually, Snail Man can also have a go. But no, you can't because you're in a challenge. Yes, I can. You can pile into a challenge when there's nothing else left to hurt. I'm going to strike you first. It's my turn. So let's do that first. 4s to hit. 2 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds. 2 4-up in buns or slay the warlord.
he's
He
there.
makes it. And then now for the Machinator Array. 2 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds, AP2.
No.
The Warpsmith goes down. But can he inflict sweet revenge on my Archmagos before he falls? 5 attacks, 3s with Mastercrafted.
Oh.
That's just 4 hits there. 2s to wound.
3.
3 wounds in total. I only have 3 left. 3 in buns.
Yeah.
And I make them all. And it's the end of my turn. I'll do my It Will Not Die 5-up, which I fail. And after consolidation moves, this is where I end up. That's a point for slaying the Warlord, and that's also a point for killing that Warsmith. Was that a decisive turn of events? Can these do anything about it? Can the Flyers finally hit for toffee? Let's go on to Iron Warriors and World Eaters turn 6. So this will be the very last turn of the game. No one gets the 5 points for getting these objectives. We've got 1 point each for killing a unit in turn 1. Then it's a point for Slay the Warlord, and I've got a point for killing the Warsmith. So it'll be 3 points to 1. If you kill my Warlord and he couldn't join up with another unit because you join another units in the movement phase, that'll be 3 points to 2. And then we'll count up all the attrition points, and the person who's killed more gets an extra point. And if you killed more and I've got very little left, it'll be 3-3 and you'll be able to squeak a draw. But we haven't counted yet, and I might have killed more of your stuff. We just don't know. So you've essentially pivoted and moved some stuff around to bring all guns to bear on the Warlord, hopefully killing him and maybe another one of these units here, maybe, and trying to win this war of attrition. So, warming up the dice. The other option, of course, is if you manage to kill all 3 of these guys, my cybernetic, the guys with the Cortex controller, you get an extra D3 points, and that will make you win. So, need to kill this thing first, I think.
Yep.
So what you're firing with?
Proteus first.
Proteus. Hopefully
you
can actually hit this turn. Twin linked. That's those ones again.
Hey.
2 hits. 2s to wound.
Oh.
No. 1 wound. 1 5-up and run.
Ooh.
He's down to 2 wounds left. And now you've got heavy bolters coming in.
Oh yeah.
3s to hit. Twin linked. And 6s to wound.
Nope.
No wounds there. Right. Sikaran. Sikaran's going to have to do some work.
Yeah. Accelerator. Oh,
Twin linked. Strength 7, toughness 7. So 4s, rending.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
2 rens.
2 rens.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. So I will... Which ones do you want me to do first? Probably the rens.
Yeah.
So the rens, 5 up and buns. 1 wound left and 2 wounds. They've both got a 3 up save. 1 dies, 1 lives. So he dies. Does he blow up? No, he doesn't blow up. That's another point. That's another unit wiped out for this attrition.
2 las cannon.
2 las cannon in, which will insta-kill him. He has got 4 up in Van.
1 hit.
1 hit. Wounds on a 2.
Oh dear.
Doesn't wound.
No.
Interesting. Now I think these guys are definitely going to slaughter that guy in close combat. He's got 4 up in Van and feel no pain. So where do you put the Spartan or the Storm Eagle?
I'm going to try and vape him with the World Eater's Storm Eagle, I think.
Everything?
So yeah, 2 twin link las cannon.
Okay, everything at him. 1 hit with twin link, 2 hits, 2s to wound.
Yeah.
2 wounds, 2 4 up and buns. Normally a 5 up and bun, but with Cyber Familiar 4 up. Feel no pain won't come into effect here. Will you kill one of them? And make both of them, but you've got the multi-melter still, which is twin linked, and it hits. Wounds on a 2. Can he withstand the heat of 1,000 suns? No, he can't. That's one of them dead. Kill him in close combat. Kill him with the last Storm Eagle and the Spartan. You can win this game.
Yeah.
Who's firing first?
Spartan.
Spartan. 4 las cannons, Power of the Machine Spirit, it moved. Everything hits. 2s to wound.
All of them.
Everything wounds. He's got 3 wounds left. He's got a 3 up and vulnerable save at toughness 6. And he does have feel no pain. He doesn't take any wounds. So it's all about this one. Killing him. 2 las cannons. 2 hits.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. 2 3 up and buns.
Oh, and the missile launcher.
And the missile launcher. He's not going to die.
No.
Does wound. He fails and a 5 up and bun. 5 up for no pain. No, he's down to 2 wounds left. You didn't want to fire the blasts in? We can fire the blasts in. Let's do all the scattering off camera and see if you can actually manage to hit. So you hit twice with this one, but it's going to be 5s to wound.
Oh.
Okay. He has a 2 up save. And they feel no pain. He's down to 1 wound left because he already took 1.
Oof.
I don't think you got any more shooting though.
No, can't think of anything.
So it's on to this combat here. You didn't get Slay the Warlord, but you might win the attrition because that's that done with. So on to this assault.
4s?
4s to hit. No hatred now
1.
because it's after the first round of combat. Doesn't wound.
No.
And then your Sergeant with the Power Fist.
Yep. Hey.
2 hits, 2s to wound.
Hey.
2 4 up and buns.
Yeah. Oh, he's squished.
He's squished. He will strike you back. 4s to hit.
Oh.
3s to wound. 2 wounds. 2 apothecary saves.
1.
1 and a servo arm doesn't do anything. So he dies.
And 1 my last bloke.
And one of your last blokes dies, yeah. After the combat, they pull forward, and that's the very end of turn 6. And this is the way the world ends. So, checking and double checking the rules, this is the way we think it ends. I get a point and you get a point for killing something in turn 1. There is no price of failure in this game, so you don't get extra points for killing that Titan, Imperial Knight, Lord of War, that's what I want to say. Then I get a point for Slay the Warlord, and I get a point for killing your Warsmith because he's an Iron Warrior. So even if you get a point for attrition, I would still win. So at the end of that game, the Mechanicum somehow win, and all I have left is a unit of Thalax, a Thanatar, and my Arch Magos Dominus on 1 wound left, and you've still got 2 flyers. These guys have just been butchering unit after unit after unit they ran through. Your Spartan with your Terminators is still in it, ready to jump out there if they needed to. The Sicaran are mobilised in turn 1. The Land Raider Proteus over there. You've still got lots and lots of units left. However, somehow I managed to win on points and sound the retreat, and I guess call down the orbital barrage from the noosphere onto this position. Okay, so in the end, a win for the Mechanicum. How do you think that went, Jim?
Yeah, great game. Very close. Quite pleased with my plan.
What was the plan?
Come on with the Storm Eagles with a lot of nasty stuff in to attack your base objective.
Yeah.
Almost worked.
Almost.
And I thought it could split your army by you having to pull back when you'd already advanced some things to take care of them. So the plan almost worked.
It did force me to turn around and give up your objective. Yeah, maybe if there was some more aggression down it, I don't know. That failed charge with the Uzuraks there, that was critical. If both of them had gone in and smashed those World Eaters, I think I would have had more dangerous stuff back here in your lines. And also the Myrmidons just bouncing off that unit of Iron Warriors. I think when that happened, then everything that was still in the middle had to turn around and deal with your stuff in the end. But I think you can hold your head up high. You certainly have got a lot more stuff left on the table than me. What was your favourite unit of the game? What's the MVP for you?
Oh, those World Eaters that are still storming up the centre towards the Thanatar.
Yeah.
They have been epic. Even though they failed their pinning check when they got forced out of their Spartan, that was bad.
I know.
But they made up for it.
They snagged themselves on the way out, and that just angered them even further. And then they slaughtered and they slaughtered and they slaughtered, and they kept going and going and going.
I was pleased with how a lot of units in the army fared in assault. I thought they were pretty good. They killed a lot of hard stuff.
Yeah.
The shooting wasn't so good.
Yeah, just losing that Warsmith at the end turned out to be pivotal. He's a beast.
Yeah.
This guy with all of his upgrades is a beast. I do like bringing him along. And I like playing Mechanicum. It's a long time since I got to play 30k Mechanicum. It's just a nice monstrous creature, tough as nails list. Butchering through all those Voraks in one turn, I thought, oh dear, here we go. Anyway, thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you everyone for watching. If you'd like to support, don't forget this game mat and the ruins come from gamemat.eu. And if you'd like to support me further, then I have a Patreon page. Go to Patreon, check out, just search Winters SEO. Thank you to all my patrons for supporting me and helping me make battle reports. Thanks everyone for watching. Happy wargaming.